Hey guys, so a lot of you have asked me to make a little dialog window when we talk to the NPC, so we can select if we want to trade with it or maybe craft an item or upgrade item. So in this video we're going to do that. And first thing we need to do is go to widgets, right click, create new widget, and this one will be dialog box underscore widget. In this one we're going to add canvas panel. In the canvas panel I'll add border. This one we can anchor to the middle, Control and Shift, and then size X, maybe 600 and 200 on Y. We can offset it by 200 here, not on position X, on position Y. So it's further down. And now for the padding I'm going to do something like 20. Tint, I'm going to just go down. For the image I'm going to use the tile background, you don't have to do the same. And maybe change the image size to 32 and 32. And tile both. Now I want to have the rounded corners on this one, so we're going to change it from image to rounded box, and instead of half height we're going to do fixed and do 30 maybe. On each of them. There we go. Maybe make it a little bit lighter because I can't see it. Alright, and now last thing we need to add is scroll box. So if we have too many dialog options, we will scroll. And here we don't have to change anything, just compile and save. Now we need to create actual buttons. So right click, create new user interface, widget blueprint, and this one will be dialog button underscore widget. And in here I want to add size box first because I want to have a padding on the outside, and that is one way of doing it. Then I will do canvas panel, then we will add button. For this button I'll anchor it to the middle, and then for the size, since the dialog box is 600, for this one I'll do maybe 560 with the padding. It should fit perfectly. And for Y it will be 40. This one I don't want to have a rounded box, so I'll just do box, and then here we can go black and 0.5 on alpha. Inside this button, let's rename it first to dialog button, and inside here I want to add canvas panel. We will resize it to the whole thing. I'll turn off the padding, and where is the padding here? Search for padding, it's probably going to be on the button itself. Yeah, so turn off the padding on the button and on pressed as well. And then we're going to add image to this canvas panel. It will be size actually not 40, maybe only like 15 times 15. Do 16 so it's can be divided by 2, and then we will anchor it to the middle on the side. Position X will be 5, and then I want to rotate it, so angle 45 degrees. And here I'll change the color maybe to something like that, and also give it the tile background. That's maybe too big. 14 and 14. And move it position X10. Yeah, that's better. Now this will be like a little indicator of what we're showing, like what we're hovering on. So we can do this and name it text marker maybe, and make it a variable, and also visibility, and we will hide it by default. Then let's add text to this canvas panel as well. This one, appearance, let's change it to something smaller. I unclicked it, so for text maybe 20 or 18. I'll do light, and then we can anchor it to the middle. Same thing to the left side as well, and then just offset its position X by 30 should be fine. And now we have a button. We can also rename this to dialog. Dialog text is variable, compile and save. And now on our MPC, so let's go to blueprints, let's go to MPCs. I think we don't want to do it on a base NPC because we may be able to change it in a different way for like quest giver or something. This will be just, we can keep it in a trader. So open trader blueprint, and here, well, where we got interact, we're going to instead create widget, which will be dialog box. Trader reference won't be there, we don't need it. Trader widget reference, we will remove it, but we'll create new one. Promote to variable, this will be dialog box reference. Add it to viewport from here. Also, let's change the input to set input to UI only. And this will be the widget in focus. Here we probably need to do flash input so the player doesn't move, and we don't need to do disable input anymore because it's UI only. But then, since we're doing it this way, drag from here and also do set focusable to true. Connected, show mouse cursor as well, and then close trader widget we won't need anymore. Compile and save. And then after we create this dialog box, we're going to also create the dialog buttons itself, but we don't know how many and what options. So let's create a new enumerator, right click, blueprints, enumeration, and this one will be dialog options _e. In here we will do trade, craft, upgrade, and close. And later on we can add like talk or something. For now it's fine. Let's go to trader. Let's create a new variable. This will be dialog options. Type dialog options enumerator, and let's make it array and also instance editable. So click on the eye icon, and then we're going to get it, do for each loop. We're going to create widget, which will be dialog button, and then we need to add it to scroll box. So this scroll box will be dialog scroll box and is variable. Now go back to trader, and we do have now the dialog box reference. So get it, get scroll box, dialog scroll box, and add child. And this will be the child. Compile and save. And now if we go to the map and select the trader, somewhere it's going to have dialog options. Let's add all of them, upgrade and close. Now let's see if that works. I forgot something. Right, in the trader itself, we're trying to get the widget that doesn't exist anymore. Just remove this. We'll fix it later. For now, let's just test it out. So I open this. I do have this widget. It seems to be working. What we need to do now is our quick slots are quite high, and the stamina bar and everything else, so maybe we move that a little bit down. So open player HUD, and I'm going to move quick slots by 430, maybe by 80. This by 80, so that will be minus 170, and this one by 80. Stamina bar border, so minus 220. And also in the dialog button, I said we have this size box, so on the canvas panel we can set slot padding, and I'll only do like 2 or 1 pixel, so there is a little bit space between them. That looks a little bit better. But now what we need to do is in the dialog button, go to graph and remove tick and pre-construct. We're going to also add here variable which will be dialog option, This will be just a single variable, but make it instance editable and expose on spawn. And what else do we need? And let's also get another variable which will be dialog box widget object reference, and also make it instance editable and expose on spawn. This one will be dialog box reference. And now we can set them in trader. So refresh this. Dialog option is from array element, and dialog box reference, we have created it just here. So get it and connect it there. And now inside the button, we can on construct we need to set it first. So let's create custom event. So custom event, and this will be set dialog button. We'll call it here set dialog button, and in here we're going to get the dialog text, set text, and we'll set it to this dialog option, but we need to enum to string. compile and save. And then also what we can do is when we hover, so button and on hovered, we will get that image which was text marker. That could have been image marker, doesn't matter. Set visibility, and we will set it visible. And then when we do mouse leaf, event on mouse leaf, we'll set it to hidden. Compile and save. Let's test it out. I do have these options now. If I hover, I do have that little image next to it. It can be probably smaller, it's too big. And I'll probably do 2 padding. So for the dialog button, canvas panel will be 2. This image I'll make 10 and 10. And then on hover, what style do we want to do? Copy, paste it here, and paste it to pressed as well. I think I've done it wrong. Yeah. So copy the normal, paste it on hovered, and paste it on the pressed. And then here we're going to turn it down. Just slightly, so it's not so obvious. Copy, and then to pressed as well. Let's try now. Alright. That's starting to look a little bit better. I want to make maybe the outside lighter as well. Or maybe the buttons need to be darker. I'm going to do both. So for the tint, I'll do 0.7. And then for dialog box on the border, I'm going to just turn it up. And now, what else do we need to do? Let's see. Okay, now when we hover, it's too light, too bright. Can't get it right. So on the dialog button, for the tint, and we dark, copy and paste. If you like, you can do outline settings that will look different just on outline, not the whole text, whole button. But I'm just going to leave it like this. And then I'm also going to move it a little bit more to the right side, so like 16, and slightly this one, 34. Okay. So now we have text. I mean, play with it as you like. I think it's still light, but I'm not going to do it perfectly on the video. It just takes so much time. But we do have quite nice widget that we can press on. And now let's quickly at least do close, and then rest of the functionality I will leave for the next video because it's quite long. We need to change all the inputs for crafting and everything else, and eventually I'll probably remove it from the inventory, from the interface, because we won't need it there anymore. So let's go to button, and now when we press the button, so dialog button on pressed, we can get the dialog box reference and remove it from parent. That will close the widgets. what am I doing? On the options, get options, and then switch. And if it's close, then we will do this. And the rest of them, we will do something else. Compile and save. Close, and it will close the widget. It needs to return input as well. So close widget and set input mode game and UI, or game only. Get player controller and set show mouse cursor from the controller. Alright, that seems to be working fine. And as I said, in the next one we're going to do all of these widgets, trade, craft and upgrade. So I'll see you then. Bye.